Hello, everyone. My name is George Sun, the founder of Sun Endowment. And I have created this course called Company Founding 101. And you might ask, why have I started this course? Because I see the immense social impact in doing this. I want to share my knowledge with you guys because finance literacy is what we lack in the current education system. College doesn't teach you this. And I believe education is a right, not a privilege. And when you go to MBA, you have to spend tens of thousands of dollars to learn this. And it creates a barrier to become an entrepreneur. And this course offers you an extremely systematic approach to this issue. And currently, the society has a lot of problem with entrepreneurship because, for instance, Gen Z are not being trusted to start a company because of lack of experience. And through this course, I want them to gain all the experience they can get and start a successful company. Also, a lot of entrepreneurs doesn't have any financial literacy education. So they might go into a business really blindsided and doesn't know what to do and figure all the things themselves by facing a lot of hardships. And I truly believe those hardships is preventable by taking this course. So let's look at the overview for this course. And this course is being divided into four parts. The part one is about the principles for building a successful company. And although a lot of people say there are no, you know, well-defined formula for a company, there is some patterns that we can follow that are appearing in every single company. Part two is about accounting concepts. This is extremely crucial because you need to be able to read your income statement and present that to your future investors. Then we move on to company funding. Fundraising is the most important skill for an entrepreneur because if you don't have enough fund, you need more money to grow your business. The part four is just directly connected to part three. It's the business growth and expansion. We will talk about different strategies we can use and what are some examples in that. And part five is about leadership and organizational development of how to manage a team and how yourself can be a well-rounded leader that can take care of a successful business. So for the part one, principles of building a successful company, we'll dive into these five parts. Part one, the strategic planning. And the lesson two is team building. Lesson three is about innovation and sustainability. Lesson four is about market research and analysis. And the last lesson in this part will be marketing and branding. These five lessons are so crucial, and I'm just giving you a crash course on it because this is the most efficient way to learn. And for strategic planning, we'll go into it next class because they're extremely interesting and there are definitely different strategies companies can use to make themselves more successful and increase their performance. Team building is definitely a crucial one as well because if you know how to pick your team versus someone you don't know who you pick, the result is tremendously different. And the innovation and sustainability part is the social impact that we create. And of course, we need to do market research and analysis because how else is this company going to be successful if you're just going to go tackle an unwanted need? And the branding is all about how you present yourself. By you presenting yourself in a better way than before, your business can grow dramatically. The part two is about accounting concepts. The lesson one for that is financial statement analysis. You can look at your financial statement and identify the weak part, strong part, and everything you need to know to see if your company is healthy financially. And then we'll go into cost accounting and managerial decision making to look at your financial statement and be like, oh, what's the best decision to make on a managerial concept? And then we'll look into cash flow and working capital. Because knowing how to manage your working capital and allocate them into the correct place is also what makes a business successful. Lastly, we'll look at some financial planning and capital budgeting. And looking forward to plan your business is extremely crucial because you need to do your financial projections to present to your potential investors and sometimes your employees to let them know and have confidence in your company. Of course, we'll go into some examples in real companies of how this all turns out, and we'll look at a couple of their financial statements and see how their decision making that we can borrow their experience from. Next, company funding. Fundraising, again, is so important. There are traditional fundraising sources that I'll present to you, and alternative funding options, and venture capital and angel investment. We'll all go into what each means. Due diligence and evaluation, and again, case study. We need to look at real life example to see what are some successful pitches, unsuccessful pitches, what are the correct way to do a fundraising, and what are some incorrect ways to do fundraising. As an investor myself, I'm a social investor. So I'm willing to donate money to start new businesses for entrepreneurs to for a cause, for a social cause, to make the society better. And we'll all go into that and how you can reach out to me later in the presentation. Next, business growth and expansion. We have to talk about market research and analysis that we have mentioned before, and we'll go into more depth this time. Product development and innovation is what keeps a business alive. You see Apple constantly updating their phone every single year because they need product development, else it's just going to be the same old thing every single year. People will get tired of it. Sales and customer acquisition is important too because you want to enlarge your customer base to get in touch with more people and make them to have loyalty to your brand. And if your company is extremely successful, you want to expand it in the international and global scale. There are so many opportunities elsewhere other than the United States. And we can see the rapid improvement in countries such as Saudi Arabia, China, and other developing countries. And lastly, we'll go into strategic collaborations because it is extremely crucial to know when to do a merger and when not to do a merger, and when is the time to collaborate, and what is supplement and what is complement. And the differences between that is extremely crucial as well. Now it's the leadership and organizational development. The leadership development and succession planning is, again, important because if you can't be a good leader, you can never achieve anything in business. So business faces change every single day. We need to manage those change and transform that into something better. Also, we need to take on social responsibilities ourselves as entrepreneurs and manage extremely ethically and create the best working environment for our employees. The organizational culture and employment engagement follows that because if you have ethical leadership, these comes naturally. And I'll talk about some ways that you can have a positive and healthy culture and you want your employees to engage on a daily basis. Lastly, but although I don't want to, like, no one want to have crisis in their business, but crisis management is extremely, extremely crucial because there are always going to be ups and downs for businesses. And when on those downtimes, how to manage those crises is what separates good business from great business. Belief you can be successful. And thank you so much for listening. And please email george.son@gmail.com for questions and potential partnerships. Thank you so much.